Hi, this is Jundo. Welcome to Tree Leaf. And this is my friend, the deadly cobra who protected the Buddha. And it symbolizes that we all have that potential in us to do harm, to do deadly harm, or to be gentle, to be loving and kind to ourselves and others. And that's our subject today. You see, the Buddha's precepts are at the heart of this practice. In fact, they're not separate from Zazen. We might say that the precepts support and nurture our Zazen, and Zazen enables us, makes it more natural for us to walk the path of the precepts. You cannot have this path without both the precepts and Zazen. In fact, they are just one. The precepts are vital. They point us in the direction of a gentle life, a balanced life. Now, a lot of people coming to Buddhism from other religious traditions often ask me if they're like the commandments. Are they commands from on high that if we breach one, we're going to get struck by lightning, go to hell? Well, no. We might say that the precepts are arrows pointing in the direction of a lifestyle, of a way of being which is beneficial, avoids harm to ourselves and to others, which we learn in this practice is not to. The world, yourself, other people, other sentient beings are all intimately interconnected, one beyond one. And the precepts let us find that we can create a world and treat other people and ourselves with gentleness, with balance, in a healthful way, a beneficial way. So they're more, guidelines. However, we do believe in karma. What goes around comes around. And in a sense, yes, you will fall into hells if you break the precepts. Now, I don't know about hells in other worlds, but have you not seen case after case in this life of people through their own abuse of their body, through their own anger and cruelty towards others, make hells around themselves, make hells for the people in their lives, make a hell of the world in which they live? Yes, if you breach the precepts, you will create a hell, fall into a hell. Or you can make a kind of paradise for yourself if you learn that the precepts point us in ways which lead to a healthful, beneficial life. Now, we learn that the precepts point in ways such as avoiding the taking of life, avoiding to take what is not given to us, what we do not need, avoiding the abuse of other people, avoiding the abuse of intoxicants that poison our bodies. So these are, as I've said before, a kind of guideline for a holistic life, a good life. But, they do support our Zazen. If you're the kind of person who's abusing yourself, filled with anger, filled with violence, you cannot taste the fruits of this Buddhist practice, you see. But at the same time, this Buddhist practice enables us to live, to drop the anger, to drop the resentment, to see that the barriers that separate us from other people are not as we thought they were. And so this practice facilitates living by the precepts. But as part of this, you must make study at some point. You really should, of each of the Buddhist practice. Now, each summer in our Tree Leaf Sangha, we prepare for our annual undertaking the precept ceremony, the Jukai. And as part of that, we study, we read about, we reflect on each of the precepts one by one. What does it mean to avoid the taking of life? What does it mean to avoid misusing sexuality? What does it mean to avoid abusing oneself with intoxicants? We look at these, reflect upon them, and find what they mean in our own life. And I encourage you to do the same if you're serious about this practice. Now, some people think that if you just sit Zazen, you're naturally going to be moral and living by the precepts. I'm going to tell you, I've seen enough cases to know that that's not true. People can sit Zazen and find all the inner balance and wisdom they want and still go off in a bad direction. You know, we're playing with dynamite here. We're sitting, dropping all thought of good and bad. We're thinking that my true self is just the universe. And when you're doing that, you can end up with, well, something very, as Darth Vader would say, something on the dark side if you don't keep yourself on the good side. The precepts allow us to do that. The precepts guide us away from the pitfalls of this practice where we can go in those harmful directions. Now, again, there are a few precepts where there's a clear black and white answer here. There are things, child abuse, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse, for example, for selling drugs that are going to harm people. There are clear black and whites. But a lot of the precepts, like with all discussion of morals and ethics, it's case by case. So that's why I encourage you again to make a personal study of what this really means. What this really means. It's not something that you can sum up in a quick nutshell like this. But anyway, that's enough talking today about the precepts. If you're interested in the Jukai, please let me know. And in the meantime, let's sit.